Hey there, boys and girls. This is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to another beautiful day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Today is going to be a fun day. We're going to just take you around and do a general vlog video about what's going on here on the farm today. Got a couple repairs to make. As you can see, Skitty Bop is opened up again. We blew another hydraulic line. I've already got the replacement in my little Honda right here. So we got to replace a hydraulic line in that critter. We've already fed our meat birds and they're right over here. These are our pastured meat birds for the fall here, and these are Cornish crosses. They are about 5 weeks old, and I've been moving them. You can see day to day the little blocks that I've been moving them to. Fresh pasture. They love the fresh pasture. All kinds of fun stuff going on today. We're going to do an upgrade to the Honda ATV today. We're going to put some new racks on it so that I can haul buckets around. And basically the Honda rack is kind of, I mean, it's good enough, but I think we need to upgrade. So we got some Copeland racks to install on the Honda. We got to fix the Skitty Bop, and the first thing we're going to do is go see the cows. All right? Woo! Contact. Come on, baby, sing to me now. There we go.
I ain't afraid of work. I ain't afraid of play. I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life, times like this. If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
All right, the C10 you see in the background, that's gonna be in a future video, guys. Lots of fun stuff to come here on the farm. Bear with me, it's a little bit loud, a little bit windy. We're gonna run up here and check on the cows. I picked up several more cows for the farm here. We're gonna call them in every day. I give them a little scoop of grain just so that I can keep them trained to follow this ATV that I'm on right now. And we're kind of switching up. We're switching up from, instead of having a UTV, that Kubota, which is really loud, we're changing up to ATV stuff on the farm because it just has such a light footprint. It's really awesome. So what we're gonna do is call up the cows. Right here is the feed trough, and we give them probably a gallon scoop of sweet feed. There's a lot of cows here now. It's 25 cows. They're right out here on about 25 acres right now, and this is stockpiled forage. Once they get done here, we're gonna move them down the hill and back across the farm. So that's what's up. That's what's going on. Let's give them a holler. Woo! Woo, girls! Come on, babies! Woo! Nothing as special as seeing them cows come running over that hill. Woo! Woo! Calling the cows, man. My mom has a tape of me when I was about probably 3 years old going, woo, tow, woo, tow. Woo, babies. Come on, babies. Woo. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Man, ringing the dinner bell. Woo, girls. Come on, girls. Hey, girls. Good girl. Come on, girls. Susie is our special cow, and Susie will come over for her special treat. She's my baby. Come on, Susie cow. Come on, Susie. See the little jackass coming through? Right there he is. That's TJ. So we thought TJ's mama's name is Tammy, and we thought TJ was gonna be a girl, so we named her Tammy Jr., but TJ turned out to be a boy, so it's still Tammy Jr., but TJ, TJ for short. It's like the boy named Sue. These are new cows. They have not been exposed to me at all. They were brought in 2 days ago, and they have just awesome temperaments. I take about 15 minutes a day and spend it with the cows so that I can get them calm and used to me, because there's nothing worse than a cow that's not used to people. So, and we get rid of any cow that seems like it might charge or cause a problem. I don't know, Susie's gonna come up here. Man, she's cheating on me. I think she's right over here. Susie girl, let's go on up the hill a little bit and see if Susie will come to us. There's my baby Susie right there. That's my baby. That's my girl. She likes to be rubbed. Yeah. Get your treat, girl. Good girl. Wow, we've got a crowd of cows now. It's neat to go spend some time with the animals. It really makes you, it puts things into perspective here on the farm. This is a Tartar Farm and Ranch squeeze chute, and we've got to put that together. I've got to get some farm help to get that done for sure. And this is fencing for the next leg of our fencing project. Over on the other side of the farm, we've got 50 new acres cleared here on the farm. It's a work in progress for sure. So let's go on down and get working on the skid steer. We got to take the dogs for a walk. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. So we're heading down to the mailbox. It's kind of hard to drive with no hands, but we're sending a t-shirt out to Tony, Tractor Tony at Tony's Tractor Adventure. Good friends of the channel, good friends of mine. We're gonna send them the first of the Crazy Chicken Lady shirts. So thanks a lot, Tony, for all of your help here recently. You've been a good friend. I really appreciate you. Inspiring community here on YouTube, so it's great. We'll drop that in the mail, and then we'll get busy on Skitty Bop. See ya! Yeehaw! It's called a call to action. A call to action. Guys, if this is your first time to the Stoney Ridge Farm channel, or if it's your millionth time here, please pound that like button, jump in, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you back. Here is our bad hydraulic hose right here. I always keep a bucket for hauling those bad hoses up to the John Deere dealership or wherever you get your hoses made. And you know you got to take care of your hose. So this is a replacement hose for the one that broke. If I ordered it straight from the manufacturer, it probably would have cost me about 115 bucks. I had it made at my local John Deere place, James River Equipment, and they made it for 60 something bucks. Save your old pill bottles, guys. These are the O-rings. You can see them in there. Those are the O-rings that came out of the Skitty Bop right here. So we're going to replace the O-rings with two new shiny new O-rings. Very simple. This line right here feeds the tilt on the bucket. Okay, I noticed the tilt on my bucket was acting up. When I got a big scoop or I picked something up with the pallet forks, it would slowly ease down like that. So that's what this is all about. I've got a string in here tied to the old hose as I pulled it out. So I tied a string to it and I pulled the hose through because there's a bunch of hoses. It's like a rat's nest of hoses in there. And now all I have to do is tie off and pull the new hose back through, hook up two connections, fire it up, and she's a rock star again. Pretty cool. Now I did take apart the whole front assembly right here. Let me just pick the camera up and take you and show you. I apologize, this is real world, real life, and it might be windy. So I took all the plastic or metal pieces off right here. Nothing's plastic on this thing. This is a 2000 model 250 John Deere skid steer. Same engine in my 5065 tractor. I took these metal pieces off and they just look kind of shabby, so I repainted them, ordered a new sticker, and we're gonna put the new shiny ones in. I discovered a spray paint that is super awesome. I'll post a link in the video description, but it's an industrial spray paint. It's not by Krylon, Rust-Oleum Industrial or heavy industrial paint. That stuff made all these skid steer parts look like brand spanking new. Here's my string. Make sure if you do this string trick, make sure you make your string long enough, okay? Here's my hose, here's my string. And you want to make your string probably an extra 3 feet long. String isn't that expensive, you know what I mean? We'll tie onto the hose here. Give her a couple granny knots, nothing special. Even one granny knot will probably hold it. We're testing out new gloves here. Stoney Ridge Farmer work gloves. Rad. We'll pull this through. Just like so, I hope. I'm gonna kind of get it started and then I'm gonna go pull the string and hopefully she'll go right on through there. Probably should take a piece of electrical tape and tape over the connectors on this thing so that I don't feed garbage up into the machine. But this thing is clean as a whistle inside because I cleaned it all out last time I had it apart. So we reach in here, we find our string. Oh, there you are, little girl. And it's wrapped around something else. There we go. And we'll pull our string through here. This is the pleasures of working on a skid steer. Things are tight in here, man. There we go. All right, so it all goes right back the way it was Very easy, very simple. Oh, I say that, it'll probably start getting tough. Time lapse time. Stoney Ridge pro tip. This is a crow's foot wrench. This is an indispensable item to have. You can't hardly see it. There you go. Basically, you take a regular wrench. Where is it? Here we go. We'll put our extension on it and we can get into really, really tight spots. This thing is something you need on your farm or on your property, because I tell you what, you'll run into a pinch like I was, and I had to drive an hour to go get this thing. Well, we're gonna tighten these down. If you're replacing a hydraulic line, never tighten them all the way down until you get both ends on, because you might have to tweak it a little bit. Cool? A tight spot to get into right there. So we're gonna test fire this dude, make sure we're not getting any more leaks, and anywhere hydraulic fluid might leak out on the driveway, we're gonna take some Super Clean to eat up all of that grease and oil, okay? So Super Clean will break it down and eat it up, and it just takes it away. Super Clean is environmentally friendly too, so that's really important for us to take care of the environment. We're gonna fire this guy up and see what happens. But before we fire it up, so stupid should hurt, guys. See this spring? This spring has caused me more grief than any part of this machine ever caused. If you look, the two sticks right here, when you fold this thing down, you have to push them down a little bit. Well, this one had a weak spring in it, and I pushed it and the spring popped off. It's this little dude right here, $12 spring. It took me 2 weeks to get it. It popped off, and it's somewhere out here. I have no idea where it went, but what a bugger to get in. This spring retains the arm right here, okay? And this one is kind of floppy. The other one is as firm as can be, and it took me about 2 hours to figure out this thing was missing. I had to do the Where's Waldo. That's why we teach kids Where's Waldo, because you looked at one side and compared it to the other, compare, and figured out that Waldo was this. This is the thing that was broken. Okay, we got Waldo in. Down we go, down periscope. No, not yet. Down. Oh boy. Skitty Bop is back. Let me show you the metal pieces that I repainted. They looked rusty and crusty and nasty until I fixed them up. This is one of the pieces that, I mean, you can see how nice that looks. This is one of the pieces that held everything together in there, and we got to put it together in the reverse order that we took it apart. Got to put the thinking cap on here. So I'll whip this thing out, get it together, and then we're going to start working on the new Copeland racks for the ATV. We need a name for the ATV. Little Red? I don't know. The most important thing. Not really. Isn't it pretty? Ooh. Ah. Isn't that important? That's pretty. Hey, little dear. Our loader arms fall back into position right here. We'll give them a little push, and that helps to seat the cab back down. This thing went together really, really quick. A skid loader can be intimidating, man. Hopefully this, if you guys own a skid steer, or you're thinking about buying a skid steer for your farm or for your property or for what construction job or whatever, they're like an onion, okay? There are different layers. You peel back different layers and you find different things, but it's just very simple to work on. This one is very simple to work on. It's all mechanical. I recommend if you start with a skid steer, get one you can work on like this. Again, it's hydraulic and mechanical. No little electronic gadgets on it to go bad. pretty much, we're all done. We've got everything buttoned up in here. There's procedural ways that you have to do this. So you just have to put it together in the same way you took it apart. Now, we'll bring our cab down. There's a locking mechanism right up here. Okay, pull the cab down. I'd anticipate, yeah, she's gonna fit like a glove. Okay, our loader arms fall back into position right here. We'll give them a little push, and that helps to seat the cab back down. Some machines, I think a Caterpillar machine, I don't think it has the hydraulic lift, so you might take a couple people to do that, and be sure you always lock it in position when you raise it up. These gloves are proving, this is my proving test pair of gloves. These gloves are proving to be super awesome for holding on to bolts and stuff like that. Not so good in the hydraulic oil, but we don't need them in the hydraulic oil. So all we have to do now, this is how the cab bolts down. Get the bolts here for you. On each side, there is a nylon bolt and a washer right here, and they basically go right there and right there. Pretty simple. So we'll get them started real quick, and we'll take our DeWalt impact, and that bolt is a, what is that? I got it on a 19 millimeter. It might be a 3/4, it might be 19 millimeter. I'm not positive. Guys, post a comment, let me know. Some machines have a little bit of SAE and a little bit of metric. Let's tighten them down. This is our new 2020 Honda Rancher 500. I think it might be a 2019, to be honest with you. It only had like 8 hours on it when we bought it. It's a new ATV for the farm, and what we're installing today is a Copeland rack for the rear, Copeland or Copland rack for the rear, and a Copland rack for the front. This rear rack is designed, I'm gonna pick it up and hold it up for you. It's designed so you can have a bed, a tailgate, on the back of your ATV. We're gonna set that back here on my stool and hope it doesn't fall, fingers crossed. Stay, be a good boy. This rack is the rack for the front. And these racks are just far superior to the factory racks on this machine. So let me show you what it's gonna look like. There's a picture right there with a shadow on it. So that's what that's gonna look like. So we're gonna set it up on the front here while we do the rear install first. What we've been doing, hauling stuff around here, we need to be able to haul buckets, okay? Gotta haul buckets around so we can move our cattle. They basically follow a bucket. And what I've been doing is using a plain old bungee strap, and the bungee strap just ain't cutting it no more, man. So bye-bye bungee, hello Copeland rack. That doggone skid steer took me a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna take. We are racing daylight, kids, for sure. Hopefully we can get everything installed. We might have to do some parts slinging in order to get this thing installed today, or we may have to come out here in the morning. Here's what it, woo, I told you that thing was gonna fall. You turd, get up there. Here's what it looks like. This is a Gerber center drive, by the way. Great tools. I won't tell you about a bad tool. I'll tell you about great tools. This is a Gerber center drive. Awesome, awesome critter right here to use. It's called a center drive because the nut driver right here, which doesn't have anything in it, but it's a nut driver. You can also put a flat tip or Phillips head in there. It stays in the center, okay? That's why it's called a center drive. Most of your multi-tools, it's kind of off to the side, so it's like wah, 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 wah. So that's why it's called a center drive. Works like a charm. Great Christmas gift, man. Awesome Christmas gift. I've been using Gerber tools since my military days back in the 90s. Cool? That's what it's supposed to look like. We're just gonna go off the picture. Who needs instructions, right? All the nuts and bolts and tools that you're gonna need aside from a wrench are all in this neat little package. So kudos to Copeland. I guess it's Copeland. We're gonna call it Copeland. If I'm mispronouncing it, guys, let me know. That's the tailgate, okay? And that's the important part of this, is to be able to have a bed that you can put buckets in. This is not an advertisement. This is not a sponsored video. This is what I'm doing today on the farm, okay? Just so you know, some people really get grumpy when they think you're doing a commercial, but I'm not doing a commercial. This is what I need to do to have my ATV outfitted the way I want it to have it outfitted. So you buy a base ATV and then you outfit it the way you like, personalize it. That's what life's all about. Okay, here it is. So it mounts up just like so, sits right on the rack. There are some U-bolts that we mount it to, very simple. There is the bar that mounts up on the four-wheeler is right here, the rear bar, and that's how it fits. So it fits just like that. There are 2 pins that hang down right here, and you can open the tailgate on the back. So you could probably haul, I don't know, 8 buckets. If you had to haul buckets of feed or buckets of water or bags of feed, like 50-pound bags of feed. I'm not sure what the capacity is, but I'm sure you could stack bags of feed up about that high. Pretty cool. I like it. I like it. We'll see you guys in the morning and once we get the front rack installed, and we'll kind of go give you an overall review. I couldn't help myself, guys. The sun is going down, but I couldn't help myself. I went on and put this thing together. Very simple assembly. Comes with everything you need. What I did grab was a driver. Where is it? Where is that driver? You need a 11 millimeter to put everything together here. And you need a, what is this? A number 5. A number 5 hex head. And it all goes together really, really simply, especially with power tools. So we're gonna get this thing all buttoned up and together. There is a bit of a weak point on this, and I'm not gonna fully install this before I fix that weak point. The weak point to me is metal on metal, okay? So I'm gonna take, I've got some Gorilla tape. It's a sticky 2-sided tape. I'm just not gonna peel the 2-sided part off, and I'm gonna cover my factory rack. So one of the biggest parts of this is being able to utilize that factory rack, and when I get ready to get rid of the ATV and maybe replace it with a new ATV, then I'll be able to take this rack off and reuse it, hopefully. So that's the deal. There is a tiny bit of concern with the U-bolt system back here that holds everything on in place, but other than that, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna finish up, wrap this up real quick, and it's getting dark. My friend Jason showed up. He's running like crazy. Let me show you guys. This is, that's the front rack. It looks pretty awesome. I have not tightened it all the way down yet, but it does look great. I'm very happy with it. The rear rack looks great too. The sticker on the front, and again, I'm not buying it for the sticker, but the sticker's kind of peeling off a little bit. I would say that the weak point on this, and the point that I could really drive home about this rack system, is that it works great, it looks great. Even with the bolt system that we have here, I can pick the four-wheeler, there went the GoPro, I can pick the four-wheeler up off the ground. But the point of, how to say this, fit and finish. The fit and finish point that I would be most concerned with is this bolt system, okay? So there's a U-bolt right there, and that U-bolt tightens up around the factory rack. So before I snug this all the way down, I'm gonna go get another roll of that Gorilla tape, and I'm gonna put it on the factory rack before I snug it down, and that way I don't scratch my factory rack and I don't end up with a rattly rack. I don't know, I don't think it would rattle anyway, because it snugs it down really, really tight, as you could tell when I picked it up. But those are the Copeland racks. That is, they make 2 Copeland racks. They make one with the tailgate and one without the tailgate. That's the tailgate rack, and this is the front Copeland rack. And you can see I basically doubled the size of my front rack on my ATV. Very cool. So I can load this thing down with feed, go take care of the cows. Guys, thanks a lot for joining me here on the Stoney Ridge Farm today. It's been a fun day. It's been great spending time with you. Please pound that like button. We'd love to see you back. I cannot wait to get started on Neptune. Either Neptune or Swamp Monster. You guys let me know. What should we name that thing? It looks like, this is a teaser, it looks like it's been sitting at the bottom of a lake for about 5 years. Guys, thanks a lot. We're gonna get busy. We can get Skitty Bop put up in the shed. We'll see you guys in the next video. All right? Woo!
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your